Hello and welcome to another video with me, Ryan the Dorkman. Today we're going to cover a little bit of this. Looks pretty sweet, right? I agree. It looks pretty sweet. So the synopsis of the Sunless Citadel is that there's a druid called Belak the Outcast, who essentially goes to this citadel and he discovers that something a little bit peculiar is going on. So there is a tree called the Gullias tree, or whatever you want to call it, but that's what it is in the book. That essentially grew from the ashes of a vampire. So when summer kicks in, there are apples that are completely ruby red that give life and fertility to anybody that eats it. And in the winter, there are pure albino apples that drain the life from people. So it's kind of got that Snow White sort of feel to it. But it is a level 1 adventure. It spans a few locations within the campaign. It spans a town called Oakhurst, a kobold den, a goblin lair, and the hidden grove. So essentially, you've got a starting location, which is the town. You have the goblin and the kobold lair, which is where the majority of the meat and potatoes of the adventure is in, and then you have the hidden grove, which is essentially more meat and potatoes, but that's where your adventure is going to end. The thing that appeals to people looking to play the book, so they've got some swanky artwork there, a map and some stuff. The thing that appeals to people, or DMs specifically, about this story in Tales of the Ordning Portal, is that it can be used for a starting adventure. So if you pick up the Mines of Phandelver, you've got a great adventure that leads up to level 5, and which at that point can lead into majority of the other Wizards of the Coast adventures, so Curse of Strahd or Storm King's Thunder, etc., etc. It's a very good jumping off point for you to get into a story that's a lot bigger. And the Sunless Citadel is exactly the same, but it gives you a different sort of flavour. So the Sunless Citadel is actually set in a ravine because the citadel itself has subsided into the ground. So you've got to go subterranean. You got to go in underground to get there, but it's not like it's the Underdark. It's self-contained. The kobolds and the goblins kind of run rampant throughout the area. They have their own camps and etc. In the adventure, hence why they're two the separate locations. And Balak the Outcast is actually using the goblins as his enforcers. Okay. Tea. So you're not going to meet ancient dragons, you're not going to meet basilisks, you're not going to meet anything that's high tiered, because this is, as it's set out, is a adventure, a beginning of a campaign if you want. So if you have, say, like Storm King's Thunder, because that was the last release, you don't have to run the first chapter of that, the introductory section. You can jump straight in with the Sunless Citadel. Even if you don't set your adventure in Faerun, you can, and you're playing in Greyhawk or Dragonlance, there are advisories on where to set the Sunless Citadel in those particular sort of settings. Or if you have your own adventure, your own material playing, your own setting, your setting, you can decide where it is. So there's loads of options. I would highly recommend it. There are some magic items. There are some really nice story beats to it as well. I'm not going to go completely through it because, go buy the book because you need the book. So go buy it. So yeah. So all the monsters that are in this book that are specific to the adventure, because it is an old adventure, are in the back of the book. The rest of them are in the monster manual. So that's about it, really. I would completely recommend you go and get this and use the Sunless Citadel as your starting area, your starting adventure for your group, because it's worth it. I have Mines of Fandelver, and between that box and the campaign in this book, if this was out before, I would choose this, hands down, because for me it just seems to be better, because as Wizards have gone on through their different campaigns, the writing process and the content that they've been putting out is a lot better than what it was when the Player's Handbook came out. Because the Mines of Fandelver, there was errors, grammatical errors, graphic errors, referencing to the wrong things in the maps, etc., etc. And it left a lot of things open at the end. So, which was okay, because if you were carrying the story on, it gave you story sections for you to make up your own and carry on with it. Whereas this does neatly tie most of it up. You could turn the Sunless Citadel into a more comprehensive campaign, but that is down to you as a DM to do so. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to keep this video nice and short, as always, because there's other people out there that do hour-long videos or half-an-hour-long videos on such like. We're going to keep these under 10 minutes. So yeah, so go pick up the book, go read it. Sunless Citadel, thumbs up from me, as much as that means. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, which is going to be on whoever suggests the first thing in the comment section below, down here. Yeah, whatever you suggest, whoever suggests the first one to cover, I will cover that next. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So take care of yourself, do all the YouTubey stuff, like, subscribe, share, subscribe buttons right around about here, I think. Do all that sort of lovely stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.